And then Jared hit his sister, and Mimi was left having to wrangle both the kids.
Come on. Oh, come on.
It is Supernanny Saturday, and this week we are watching the Drake family. So let's grab our beverages and dive in.
Well, I wonder who's going to be waiting for me this week.
Hi, we're the Drake family. I'm Donna.
And I'm Billy Joe.
We have 3 kids. Josie's almost 5.
What's up?
Jared and Justin are twin boys. They're 3.5.
Stop.
With an age gap that small, there are going to be pros and cons. Yes, your child has a built-in friend for socialization right in your home. And also, mom and dad are in the same stage of life. It's not like they're taking the diapers and the bottles and putting them away for years and then taking them out again. Same thing with the toys. It's just one kid flows right into the next. The downside of having an age gap that small is conflict.
Stop and go to the living room. I find it difficult to actually control all 3 of them when they're together.
Josie, don't kick now.
You cannot turn your back against them. You know, somebody's going to be doing something dangerous.
Don't blow the horn. Just corralling the kids is a very difficult chore because you cannot focus on your task at hand.
Like mom said, how are they going to discipline outside of the home if they can't even discipline inside of the home? And something to note was how dad was saying, oh, I can't even get anything done. I can't complete a task. We have to make sure that we have developmentally appropriate expectations of kids. These kids are 3.5 and almost 5. They are very young. Their attention span is very low. And he was telling them not to honk a horn when they're outside. I've seen this before at playgrounds if kids can't yell and be silly outside, where can they be silly?
You being ugly?
Mimi is actually the kids' grandmother. She's my mother. She's actually here all the time.
Good morning.
She comes in the mornings at 7 o'clock. She gets them out of bed. She brushes their teeth. We could actually not, go day to day without Mimi's help.
Do you see my eyes? You see I am mad? Look here.
Mimi, what about the discipline?
We have a Mimi, we have a grandma, and she's not just helping sometimes. She comes most of the time at 7 a.m. to wake up the kids and brush their teeth. So is Joe Frost here to mentor the parents or mentor Mimi? We have a spiffy sighting. Hello. I could hardly film anything and you're already in the camera. Oh, look at those whiskers. Look at those whiskers.
Oh, Justin.
We need some guidance. We need some structure where we can actually, help keep our kids under control. We fully understand that we need to modify our behavior as well as our kids modifying theirs.
Supernanny,
we really need your help.
Looks like everybody needs a vacation. I better get on my way.
When I hear someone say, I need to learn how to get my children under control, it is so telling. And in the past, I am guilty of it as well. It is not our jobs as caregivers to control our children. Creating obedient children that are quiet and sit nicely does not equal a successful adult. It is our jobs as caregivers to keep them safe, to teach them skills, to practice those skills so that they can learn how to do them independently.
We got to brush our teeth now.
I don't want to.
Come on. All right, you want to stand up? Do you want to stand up?
No.
Or do you want to lay down? How about lay down?
lay down.
And I noticed that Mum started to prop up pillows. And I wondered what the pillows had to do with teeth brushing.
Brushing teeth could actually be quite challenging for many families, so I'm surprised that Joe Frost is surprised. It falls under the category of start behaviors. Now, real quick, we have what's called start behaviors and stop behaviors. Start behaviors take time. Think when a kid gets dressed, when they clean their room, when they do their homework, when they brush their teeth. It can't happen immediately, as opposed to a stop behavior such as yelling, whining, fighting. You could stop that immediately with a consequence. The consequence could be timeout, naughty chair, whatever she calls it. Could be time in. It could be a logical consequence of you're banging this fork on the table. I've warned you not to bang the fork on the table. I take the fork away. Boom. End of story.
Come here.
And I soon found out that actually what she does is force the kids down onto the pillow so she can really ram this toothbrush down their throats to get their teeth brushed. I mean, it really is a frightening experience for these children having their teeth brushed.
Start behaviors are a little bit more complicating because it's going to depend on you and it's going to depend on your child when it comes to both temperament and interest. So if you're not someone who's super animated like me and you're not into singing and dancing, that's okay. Can you find another way to make that start behavior be more desirable? Think about yourself when you go to work out. Maybe you get a new workout outfit or you go with some friends, right? You make it enjoyable. You're teaching that skill to your children too. I know you don't want to brush your teeth. I totally get it. Sometimes I don't want to brush my teeth either, but we have to brush our teeth. So we're going to come up with a way to make this fun. For my 6-year-old at the time when he was much younger, he had trouble brushing his teeth too. What worked for us was, I want you to tell me what a color. Tell me any color. He'd go, oh, red, mommy. I go, okay, I'm going to brush your teeth. And while I'm brushing your teeth, I'm going to think of all the things that are red. And I'm going to say them out loud. And if I say the item that you're thinking of, then you give me a thumbs up. So I would start brushing his teeth. I go, what is red? And of course I'm like drawing this out, right? Because I'm really just trying to brush his dang teeth. I go, oh, tomatoes are red. Peppers are red. And then when I'd be like ready for him to spit, I go, and fire trucks are red. And then he would give me the thumbs up and he would spit out and he'd go, you got it. And then I go, okay, give me another color. And then we would do the top. That's what worked for us. Maybe your kid's more physical and you want them to play with a fidget spinner while you're brushing their teeth. Really, and then of course at the end of the day, when it comes to anything with health and hygiene, sometimes you do have to force them to do it. Just like when you go to the doctor and they get a vaccine. You can't wait until they're ready to take the shot. You just hold them down and do it. So if you can't get them to do that start behavior with the positive reinforcement and the fun and the games, and it's something they have to do, then yes, you just have to do it.
They are my heart. I live for these young'uns.
Mimi likes to help the family.
Hey, you want to go to the chair, little man? Come on, buddy. You done pushed it to the limit. Quit, Bubba.
And then Jared hit his sister and Mimi was left having to wrangle both the kids.
Come on. Come on.
Mimi has arrived and the parents are off to work, and she does this from the morning till when mom and dad get home from work. This makes me think of the difference between babysitting and caregiving. When it comes to a babysitter, they're really in reaction mode. They're just trying to survive, keep everybody happy, go from one activity to the next. There's not a lot of structure. As opposed to a caregiver, if you're a regular caregiver, which it looks like Mimi is, she really needs a schedule. She really needs an order for the day. Think of when your kids go to school. They don't just go to school and the teacher goes, oh, let's just see how the day goes. No, every day is pretty similar to the day before. They know what they do in the morning when they first get in, and they empty their backpacks and they put their lunchbox over here, and then they sit down and they do that activity. And then when they're done with that activity, they go do this. And then if they do that, they're allowed to do that. You get the point. In order to be successful, you need a routine.
Come here, buddy. Josie, stay safe.
They've got these kids on a serious tight rope.
Hey. Be safe.
I wouldn't be comfortable coming this way with them and being able to control them
Why is that?
because of that right there.
The Drakes are on their own property and yet they are freaking out.
I'm in total agreement with Joe Frost here. There has to be a balance between keeping your kids safe and also letting them explore and be curious. I think the problem that mom and dad have is that if the kids go too far, they don't have the discipline structure to be able to call the children back. So I would actually give them the idea that we've talked about before, which is the game red light, green light. Your kids are allowed to go when it's on green light, and when you call red light, they have to stop. And if they don't stop, they have to come back to you. And you take the monkey off your back when it comes to discipline. You go, my job is to keep you safe. So we're going to play this game red light, green light. When I say green light, you guys can run off, you could do things, but as soon as I say red light, your feet have to stop. If you don't stop your feet, then I have to have you closer to me, and that won't be as fun.
Yesterday, we were on your property. They got a few feet ahead of you and you guys panicked.
It's just that wondering what they might do, you know?
Take another step forward. They'd rather take 20 seconds of running wild like a horse and being pulled in than not knowing when it's never going to come next.
Yes, this whole idea of a 20-second run to get in a little bit of fun before I get in trouble, it's the same idea as what we talked about last week with lying. A child will continue to lie if being honest doesn't have any benefit. When you make negative behaviors desirable because there's something good about them, oh, at least I'll get in that 20-second run because I'm not going to have any fun anyway, or at least I'll lie about it because being honest doesn't get me anywhere. You're making those undesired behaviors, my kids are home, you're making those undesired behaviors exciting. So think about how you respond as a parent and go, am I encouraging my child to do the wrong thing because doing the right thing isn't as fun?
So this is what we're going to do, okay? Something very simple for brushing teeth. We're going to give them their own portable mirrors because not only are they going to do it here, they're going to do it when they're on the road as well, on their vacation. We are going to sing a song. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Jared loves to sing that.
So Mum's going to sing it this time.
Did you notice how the little girl said, I don't? Let me play that back.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Jared loves to sing that.
So Mum's going to sing it this time.
That's so good. That's so good. That's so typical.
Can everybody see themselves? Yeah. Can you see yourself?
Justin, brush your teeth.
Twinkle,
Brush your teeth while Mama sings.
Star. Allowing these kids for the first time to hold their own toothbrush and brush their own teeth was like a big breakthrough for the start. And so being able to encourage the children to learn a life skill in a fun way makes it all the much better.
Are y'all finished?
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
What have you heard from your dentist? I was instructed to brush my kids' teeth at night until they are capable of brushing them properly on their own, and then let them brush their own teeth in the morning. So I still brush my 6-year-old's teeth at night, and he doesn't put up a fight or anything because we make it fun. We found a system. But I would not trust him to brush his teeth properly 2 times a day. For my daughter, she's 11 and she's been brushing her own teeth for quite a while, but I watched her. She showed me how she brushes each section. She has a little timer that she uses. So there is a transition period. We're not going to brush their teeth until they're 18, but 3.5, I feel like mom and dad still may need to brush their teeth at least once a day. What do you think?
So we arrived at the campsite. The kids were just so excited. They were just running into the woods and going all over the place. So I set up these very clear visual aids for them. Jared, please come and sit down, because you see these red ribbons? From the time that these children were young, they've never been given boundaries and discipline. So what we're going to do with these ribbons, we're going to tie them around the tree trunks and we're going to create a visual boundary.
Absolute perfection. Giving a visual cue when it comes to boundaries is extremely helpful for young children, because a lot of the time when they're doing things, they're not thinking and they're just being impulsive. They're going here, they're going there, and if there's something visual, it's a reminder of, oh yeah, that's right, I'm not supposed to go here. Think of even yourself at home when you're in the kitchen and you go, okay, you have to stay out of the kitchen, mommy's cooking. If you place a stool or something there, the kids might be like playing, doing something, and then they come over, oh, that's right, the chair's there. And it also makes those consequences very clear of, if you pass this boundary, then you are going to sit out. If you can't keep yourself safe, I will help you.
And the kids got really engaged in it.
You gotta take this right here.
Oh, good job, Jared.
How about this tree right over here? Give y'all a little bit more room.
Did you do that?
Yes.
Good job, Jared.
Another thing to note is that the kids are participating. They're the ones putting the ribbons on the tree with mom and dad. This gives some ownership. You can even look at your kids and go, ooh, we're gonna set this up here. This ribbon is kind of far. Do you think you can handle it being this far? This is quite a distance. Oh, you can handle it? All right, let's put it up. And then try to catch them being successful and go, you know what? You guys are staying within these boundaries and I'm able to see you. Let's move this ribbon to a further tree because you guys are being really safe. Focus and notice on the positive things so that those things get repeated.
Now that boundaries are established, we need to go over safety for the kids. They're just the immediate things that we know are around on the campsite.
Okay, what we got here? A snake.
Okay.
Poison ivy. Okay?
We need to show you some today,
The
okay?
poison ivy has 3 leaves.
I thought it was a wonderful, idea that she came up with.
I can't even begin to tell you how much I love this. Take the playground, for example. You will go to the playground and hear left, right, and center. Be careful, be careful, be careful. What does be careful mean? You're not giving any information. If a child is going down a slide improperly, you say, instead of be careful, you say we sit on the slide. We put our feet in front of us. Maybe they're on the climber and they're a little bit unstable. Instead of be careful, you go use your hand on the railing or put one foot here and then make sure that it's stable before you move to the next one. Do you feel how your body's a little wiggly? If your body feels a little wiggly, use your hand on the railing. The more information we can give our kids, the more successful they can be on their own.
From what I saw from the DVD, the kids still need work with sharing. So I set up a game with Mimi to address the problem. What we're going to do is take turns, okay? We're going to go around here. Jared, Josie, and then Justin. Jared, will that sink or will it float? Will it stay at the top of the water or will it drop down to the bottom?
Drop down into the
Bottom. Okay, let's see then. Put it in. Hands out of the bucket. Hands out, please. No, I said hands out.
Okay,
Justin,
wait your turn.
warning, please.
I do appreciate that the point of this activity is to indeed teach sharing, because if you wanted to avoid having to teach the skill of sharing, you could have very easily set up 3 buckets so that each kid has their own area and they're able to test everything out. It's very tempting for a 3.5-year-old to have a bucket in front of them and not put their hands in it or touch it. It's a challenging situation, but I do understand that the point of it is to teach sharing. So I guess I'm okay with it as long as it's getting him to be successful. I liked how Mimi, and by the way, Mimi's back. We love a Mimi moment. I do love how Mimi said, you're going to sit here and then you'll get a chance to try again. That's the important part, because if you're teaching a skill, you want your child to be successful. My son is playing Legos behind here, so that's what you hear jingling and making noise in the background.
Well, we've had a swimming party.
I see ya. Mimi's had a swimming party too.
Yeah. And with that, it was time for me to go. This family have learnt about sharing, boundaries, and being less controlling. My work is done.
What a lovely episode. Let's see where they are now. This aired in 2008. It does look like Mimi did indeed die in 2013. So she lived, I guess, 71 years. Rest in peace, Mimi. You made a huge difference. I think anyone who's watched Supernanny probably remembers you. Post episode, it does, she died from Alzheimer's disease. Oh, that's a rough one. First up, we have Josie's Instagram. This was the almost 5-year-old, so many years later. We can obviously see that she's all grown up. This is Jared's Instagram. Not many photos, but a few, so we can see what he looks like now. And we have Justin's Instagram as well. That's it for this one. Check out the playlist if you want more before I see you next week. Bye.